We are 1/3 of the way through the JD Cymru Premier season. We've won 8, drawn 2, lost none. No one has scored more goals than TNS, and we've got the best defensive record. 7 points clear at the top of the table. You must be happy with those statistics.
Yeah, I think after, we've spoken about before, having such a tough European campaign. We had 6 games, very physical those games as well, and then having been knocked out on the Thursday and playing straight away on the Sunday, I think if you'd offered us that in terms of a points return and tally of 8 wins and 2 draws, you would definitely have taken it, and we're grateful for that now as well. There's no doubt about that. I think if you look in terms of performances, I still feel like there's a lot more to come. I said that in recent weeks. I thought Flint on Friday night was a really improved performance compared to what we had before that. So we think we've been probably a little bit inconsistent with our performances, and still plenty of room for improvement, even though the stats look good in terms of wins and draws. I think no matter what your results are, you're always really looking to improve as well, and that, make no mistake about that, that's what we're trying to do here, to keep improving and keep getting better all the time.
And you mentioned the European campaign. That was a successful one for the New Saints, of course. Often there's a European hangover, so to speak, as we go into the league campaign. There hasn't been this time around. Are you surprised at that? And as you look at the table, is there an element of surprise perhaps this far in, that we are so far ahead?
Well, yeah, look, there's good staff here, there's good experienced players as well, and I got a lot of information going into what was my first European coaching campaign here at this club and in this league, and knew that was the case. It has happened in the past, looking at results and performances after you come back from Europe. It is different coming back into the league. The games are different, the teams aren't the same, and it can be difficult to make that adjustment. I still think we did find it difficult at times making that adjustment, but we're able to sometimes in some of the games grind out some results, which was important. I think if you're going to try and do what we want to do, which is aim to win the league, you're going to have to grind some results out. So yeah, I thought we definitely prepared for that, knowing that was going to come, and we made sure that we trained right, got the players going, and I must say they've been fantastic, the players, so they were aware of that as well, and they wanted to make sure that there wasn't that European hangover, as you said, which is difficult to do. You might know what to do and how to do it, but putting that into practice is hard, and we've had a quick succession of some games recently, and we've managed to get on the right side of some results and remain unbeaten there. So yeah, we're happy with that. But like I said before, there's still areas to improve on.
And yesterday we were at St George's Park. You talk about improvements and moving everything forward. How beneficial was that overall in terms of the squad, the staff moving on towards the goals that you've set for them?
Well, yeah, we do need to move things forward, both on and off the pitch, and we're wanting to try and do that aggressively, and that's how you improve. Make no facts about it, for the last 2 seasons we haven't won the league, and we need to improve that. We want to come not second, but we want to try and finish first. So in order to do that, we need to train better, harder. Recruitment needs to improve. We want to keep moving things forward in terms of facilities and all those sorts of things. So being able to go to St George's Park yesterday was great for the squad. We're able to do some recovery in the hydro pool. We did some fitness testing there as well. We're able to use their indoor 3G. So we felt it was also good to get into a different environment as well. We train and play at the same place here at Park Hall, and sometimes that can be, like, you'll hear a lot. So to go to a different environment, something different for the players, I thought was excellent yesterday, and they enjoyed it as well.
And on Saturday it's back to league action. It's 1st versus 5th as we host Cardiff Metropolitan University FC here at Park Hall. The last 4 games in that particular fixture, 1 win for TNS, 2 draws, 1 defeat. They've become a tough nut to crack in recent seasons.
Yeah, looking at those statistics, it certainly they have been. I haven't played them myself, but watched plenty of them, having watched games this season of teams that we're playing against and vice versa. So I've watched a fair bit of them this season. We've got a couple of players there on loan as well, so in regular contact with the manager there, Christian. So it's an interesting one. We feel like we know a little bit about them. We know where their strengths are, but we also know some areas that we want to try and exploit, which I'm sure they'll be trying to do to us as well. So yeah, I think that there's going to be 3 really hard games coming up. There's Cardiff Met, there's Haverfordwest, and there's ABBA. Before there's a tiny little break for us. So I think that's going to be really important that we make sure we knuckle down and really put in those 3 games, because I think there'll be 3 big games together as a block that we can really look at, and we're just focusing one of them at a time, and that's this weekend against Cardiff Met.
In the last game on the road at Flint Town United, you made 3 changes to the starting lineup. Are we likely to see much movement on that front this time round?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Leo Smith got 2 yellows and was sent off in that Flint game, which was unjustly so, in my opinion, having watched it back, both yellow cards. So he'll be unfortunately suspended, so that 4 opens a gap for someone in the team as well. Depending tactically what we do as well, we changed shape a little bit for the game, which we felt suited that game away from home. Now we're back at home. We might change tactically as well, which opens it up for different players to come in for different tactical reasons. I must say, especially in the forward areas, people are training well, really playing at a good level at the moment, which gives good problems. There's probably 3 places for maybe 6/7 players who could stake a claim for that. So that, depending on how we go tactically, we haven't made up our mind on that yet, and that could open up the spot for others and to make changes as well.
Well, your comments there lead very nicely into the next question. No midweek games, just Saturday or weekend ones at the moment. Players are coming back from injury. How hard is it to keep everyone happy, or actually is it impossible to do that and you have to go out and pick the team that you choose to win the game?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I would say here is that training's really been improving ever all the time since I first come in, and we kept improving, very competitive. We actually keep the scores in training, so we know who's won the most in training, and that creates that competitive element. And the players who aren't playing aren't happy that they're not playing, and I'd be disappointed if they were happy, because that's not the kind of characters they are at this football club. And I must say, the lads here do it properly and do it right and train well, but the ones who aren't playing aren't happy. There's no mistake for that. Players want to play, they want to improve, they want to get better, and they do that by playing games. So it is difficult to keep everyone happy, but I think you can be professional with them, you can be honest with them and say where they need to improve, what they need to get better at, to then get back into the team, or if someone finds themselves out the team, how they can manage them to push the starters that are in. So I think there's either tactical decisions, there's form decisions, but then also picking the right team at the right time. So long answer to your question is people aren't happy if they're not in the team, and that's how we want it, because that's the type of players that we want here, who want to start and play and push the club forward.
And finally, you've mentioned the fact that Leo Smith will not be in contention for the game against Cardiff Met. What's the general availability, though, of players to you?
Yeah, we've had a few come back, which has been good. I mean, Blaine Hudson come off the bench on the weekend, so he'll be fit and available if called upon, so that's good. And then other than that, we're pretty much up to scratch. We've got a couple of younger ones that are injured at the moment, but almost a fully fit squad to pick from.